I show you the differences now between easeRequirements cloud and data center, or data center and cloud. Give you an introduction of some more details. And later on, we jump into the difference between easeRequirements, easeRisk between data center and cloud. Okay, generally, you will find all the information on our both documentation pages in the space of easeRequirements cloud. There's a comparison space, and also later on we look into easeRisk. There's also a comparison page available there. Okay, let's start here for easeRequirements. Is there any question? Just let me know. So generally, starting from top more or less, or the most interesting change, we have introduced with cloud instance for easeRequirements a different way of using folder structures. In data center, we have regular folders with artificial folders stored within easeRequirements. In cloud, these are as well issues, or now called work items. To do, finally they work at the end in the same way, but you have a few advantages. One is you have now issues which holding more data than in data center. You have all kind of fields you can apply. You can assign an assignee. You can have a workflow, and you have for sure also history and linking capabilities, which never exist in data center so far. One very important part is, that you need to as well apply the folder type, or folder issue type must be an issue itself. And finally, you have then the option to apply it to all projects. In the moment, the difference in the using of folders, also generally all kind of issues in the tree, you can drag and drop them all around, the same way of working in both instances, but cut and paste is yet not supported in cloud, but this will also come. Okay, then for the tree view in general, also here the tree works the same way. We have hierarchical folder structures. As said, folders are built in data center and cloud. These are the issue types, and you have to specify this issue type. If you do not do this, it's not so critical. Okay, I don't have a special folder type. You can as well structure content, and the only big difference is that you don't have a statistic then on the folders. And for example, other new features like in the coverage, you have also a way to show the coverage based on the tree structure. This is missing then.
Yeah, Bernard, just a question also towards the previous point. So the cut copy paste option is not available on cloud. So how would the tickets or folders be moved from one project to other? Because if it's a drag and drop, it can be done in the same tree. That's okay, but for the others?
Yeah, at the moment it's not possible between projects to drag and drop, but what you can do is use the copy paste functionality in the way that you copy it as a reference to the other project. So then you have at the end two projects with the same structure, and finally you just delete or remove the structure from the first project.
Okay, it's not straightforward. Then
it's not absolutely straightforward, but it will come also to provide cut and paste here.
Is it planned? And if yes, when roughly would it be available?
I need to take this as note. I have no idea when this is planned at the moment. But I don't have a date in mind, but we have I would say no customer request asking for this feature at the moment. So it seems not the highest priority. Okay. Then going ahead, for the tree search and filter, all this capability exists in cloud with two differences, I would say. We on the one side, we don't have these advanced filters as in data center, where you can specify, for example, a folder, some issues in a folder, but we have measures in place to replace these functionalities. background, these type of filters or this type of functions used in the data center is not yet existing in cloud. There are other JQL queries in place which we have a data center like has links, such things. They are not existing due to this topic in cloud yet, but very seldom used, I think. But we found meanwhile a way that we can support it in the future, unless it changes its whole concept. And here with this, now we are able to provide also functions here. But overall, also on the tree structure itself, advantage is in cloud, you have not only a filter capability, you have also search functionalities there. And this allows you really to search for single issues, and it will highlight these issues then in the tree structure, where the data center only filter reduce information in the cloud system and in the tree structure. And also one benefit of the cloud is that the performance of the search and filter is much better than in data center due to a totally different concept how we set up the tree structure in the system. Okay, just going ahead. If any questions?
We're fine for now.
Okay, then folder history status. So this does not exist in data center. We have now here the capability that really folders having history, having status. All this is available there as they are standard Jira issues. So you can have also scripts on them. For example, you have workflow states, you have workflow transitions, custom fields in history. And as said, the folder type must be available in Jira, otherwise it doesn't work, which also results in that these folder types exist in Kanban and Scrum board, for example, and cannot be excluded there, except you exclude them from the queries or from the definition of these type of boards.
Yeah, Bernard, so I see this as a big enhancement to the current implementation that we have on data center. On cloud, it's great to have the folder history and the status. A question is it also possible to revert to a previous version of folder structure?
Of the folder structure, no. So reverting in the way that you say, okay, what was the structure in the past? Yes, we have two topics included, two options included. One is we have an audit log inside the cloud now. So you see exactly what happens when two folders, two issues, when they move around, and also other operations. And the second topic is, the solution is we have a continuous creation of a baseline in the system. So every night, every 24 hours, there will be a baseline created on each project, on each instance, and stored in the system. And you can access this one, for example, to download it as Excel or to recreate from the structure by the Excel plugin. This is a quite nice solution, I think. This Excel allows you a lot of more flexibility because you can decide in the Excel which issues you want to move back in the original position, or decide which one not to move, and gives you more details in here and more capabilities. We decided not to create an own UI for it because we never finish on the possibilities with this functionality. Okay, then on the detail view on the right side of it, so these are more or less equal as both editions. Only difference is the cloud do not support tabs right now in the way as we know it from Jira. They are own sections instead of tabs. We are also thinking how we can recreate this tab format again to have it same in place, but this is not implemented yet. And we have also the difference that rich text fields or multi-line fields like description for sure, but also environment, getting an own section. So it's much easier to read than in data center where it's the environment or other rich text fields, except of description, is put into the top section itself. Reading function works the same way. There's equal functionality. The look and feel of the reading view in cloud is a little bit nicer, I would say. Do we use a little different color scheme here? Tabular view also the same. Also just a look and feel a little bit different, but this functionality is very similar. All the version control revisions and are the same. Difference here, just think about, no, there's no difference. We calculate in both versions, both editions, the information, the fields directly from the Jira log history, so from the change history of Jira. The baseline way is also the same. We have the same functionalities. We can compare we can show baselines. We have tree structures as well. We have signatures in here. The signature has a small difference between both systems, as you have no chance to log in or to provide a password in the cloud system. Just not existing this functionality from the lesson side. So we introduced here a way to use a token where you could request an email, and then you get a token you can enter to verify your account.
Seems okay, like a multi-factor authentication.
Yeah, multi-factor authentication model works like this way. And once this topic is the baseline in the cloud is as well calculated from the history of the Jira issues. In data center, we store for a baseline the whole data, the whole field values, and a separate database, which run to a huge database at the end. In the cloud, we only store the date when the baseline was created, which result in a much faster baseline creation. Just a click more or less. We don't need to retrieve all data from Jira. And but then we calculate the data from the system. What happens also is that issues, if you delete them from Jira, they are really gone. We don't have these informations in the base anymore. We only know that there was an issue as we store it in the tree, that there was an issue, but we don't have the value anymore for this. So,
the issue is only when the ticket or the work item is deleted. If any other change, then that shouldn't be a problem.
This is not a problem as long as the ticket exists in the Jira system. We have full access to it, or for sure, if we don't have access to the security reason, we don't see it anymore, so we can't show it in the baseline. But if it exists, the data is there and accessible. Also, when it's maybe moved in other project, doesn't matter. Jira identifies it. We use an internal ID, not the key, so the internal ID stays the same.
Yeah. So if the key is changed or the ticket is moved, still it can be retrieved.
Yes. Okay. Reusing of tree structures works very similar. There are small differences in between data center and cloud. Data center has a huge variety of options you can select and copy content from. You can define which fields to be copied, if subtask is well copied, attachments, links, and so on. In cloud, we reduce the set at the moment a bit, so you cannot select the fields, but you can select link types if they should be copied as well. You can define if internal links, so within the issues to be copied, or links outside, so from a copied issue to a non-copied issue, if these relations should also be transferred to the new created issues. Also, you can connect the original and the copied requirement. It's also a little bit visualization provided here. You see exactly how the copy will proceed at the end. Okay, then ReqIF import functionality is with Ultimate only given in data center at the moment. In cloud, we are working on it. It should be released, I think, in this quarter. To the end of the quarter, we should have it also available in cloud. There's still a little bit of mapping topics to be finished, and then it's work. We can already provide you an early access to it if needed.
So on our current data center instance version, we also have this ReqIF export possibility, right?
Yes, import and export. You have it in. I think you have Ultimate, and then you have this ReqIF export and import capability. So this ReqIF import and export is not yet in cloud official available, but is a better version and will come till end of this quarter.
Okay.
The export in general is also the same. It works on the same same detail. Wait, there was a certain Okay. Cloud does not provide here ReqIF. There is a Word export. The basics, the templates are the same. There are few terms which are not supported in the Word template description, but these are all defined and marked. Just go to the definition. We have a short look onto this. In the template language, so there are all these functionalities which are mentioned here are given, except of this one exists, for example, in data center and also in cloud. Baseline exists in both versions. This one, Boolean, for example, is only in data center available. Duration is only in data center. Field and fields is only in data center available. And so on. So it's marked where it's available and if not. So everything was not marked anything there, it's available in both systems, in both editions. Metadata, for example, is not available in the cloud right now. And so on. Also in cloud, at the moment, we cannot export Confluence pages due to limitations of the Jira cloud system. But you can show pages. This is available in the tree structure. Property is not available, and so on. Okay, any question here? Just going for the expressions.
Good so far.
Just load it. Just load it. These operators all exist. Okay. Baseline expression does not exist. Duration. And I think these are very seldom used expressions in here. For duration span, and so on. Selected filter. Other means. Okay, and on statements, just having a check as well here. Okay, all these statements are available, so there's no limitation given. Okay, then going back. For Excel format, today we only have the capability to export Excel via templates from tree and baseline, not from the coverage. Here we have a standard Excel format in place. And XML is not supported in cloud right now. I don't know if you use it at all.
The formats of Word and Excel that we use, XML, not that often.
Yeah. I think it's very seldom used, and I don't have any request for an XML export in cloud right now. Okay, going further on, the Excel plugin itself is fully available there, works in the same way, with this small restriction or limitation, let's say, in a data center, when you define a location of an issue in a folder, you was able just to specify the folder in the path. Inside for cloud, you need to have this folder already created because the issue must be created. But you can do it in the same way, in the same time in the Excel, just in one line above. Then traceability matrix coverage analysis, this both works the same way. It's based on the same solution in the background. Suspect logic is not yet available in cloud, but we have a way to support it via Jira automation, which gives you very high freedom in defining it. On the other side, right now we're working on the implementation. This should be also done within this quarter with a full suspect monitoring in place. And yeah, advanced query, I just mentioned before, the query function from data center. Let's just open them to explain what I mean. These functions like requirement path, requirements folder do not yet exist in this way in cloud, as we are not able to provide this type of functions in jQuery. But we have a solution in place. Let me just show it parallel, that you can use path names in a way that it's a so-called property for JPath, and it looks like then it is okay. If the path is like this one or equals to, then it was the way I have to give not the full names. You need to give the keys with it, the project key and the issue key. Mm-hmm. And with the right mouse click on the folder structure, you can retrieve retrieve the open an issue navigator and show all the issues as well, and it will result in such queries. And it works for the
work item now.
It's a work item now, yes. So this is a folder is a work item now, so we can provide the work item key here. And the same is for the parent, the other function, that it shows everything which has this parent. So the path is every issue within this path and every children underneath of it, and parent gives you everything which is just directly assigned to a folder. And we have also a similar query for the baseline to identify which issue is in a certain which issues in a certain baselines. So this is this other requirements baseline functionality here, so comparable to this one.
Yeah.
This change between baselines has suspect links, has link does not, and has link to project does not yet exist. These functions cannot replicate this in the moment.
But has suspect link and things like that will be available at a later point in time.
Yes, this will be then available that we can reuse it here.
Yeah, good.
Okay, going further, REST API. Yeah, I would say it's absolutely comparable. REST APIs here. I would also say the cloud has more APIs because the communication between our app and the Jira system is fully based on APIs, not on internal calls within Jira. So it's a much wider range of APIs available here. Okay, any questions in here?
Looks good so far. Yeah, some differences are there, but as we said, a few of them will be available in some time from now, and some things have to be done differently than what we have been doing it on data center.
Yes.
That's understandable.
One topic maybe for you, your sync capability for sure is not yet available in cloud.
Mm-hmm.
This we have to develop. I think we should do it. It's because a very nice feature functionality, and providing it also to the cloud system. Must come, but I cannot give a date at the moment.
Yeah, but when it will be available similar to what we have in data center.
Exactly. We're working on the same solution on the suspect, so it should be also the same solution for the sync.
And how about the other ultimate features like review cockpit and things like that?
Review cockpit exactly exists in the same way, same functionality. Then we have the
Plan2ML.
Plan2ML is available there. This more or less the same way. There's one small difference. In data center, you can save a PNG file to an issue directly and show it, for example, in the description. Saving the PNG file works the same way in cloud, but yeah, Jira handles files and images differently within the storage, and so you cannot update an existing image with a new one, whereas a saving mechanism must be uploaded in the description manually again. It's a little bit a stupid process in Atlassian, so we have no way to modify this because it looks like these attachments somehow versioned or explicitly addressed by a unique ID, which when you create a new and updated version of a file gets a new ID, and so in the description it lost. Data modeler is the same implementation. Let me just switch over to the Ultimate Edition. Just a second.
There is this baseline, combine merge baseline, data model, a review cockpit, and Plan2ML.
Yeah, okay, we have review cockpit, it works the same way. Data modeler works the same way. Glossary not yet exists in cloud, but provides as well. UML diagramming, I said, exist. Quick linking, the drag and drop will come within this quarter. Also extended, where you can then link anything. You don't need to link something from the right to the left side. You can take any issue key and drag it to any other issue key on the view. Combining baseline, reverting baseline not yet exist in cloud.
Okay, fine.
This does not exist. And quick access, the way that you can add coverage traceabilities into the tree, this will come also in this quarter.
So Bernhard, we discussed about some functionalities which are not available. Is there anything that is identified that is forever not going to be available, or it's just because of the roadmap planning not available at this point? A few of them you already answered that can be done and it's all on your agenda. It will be available at a later point in time. But is there something that your team has already identified that can never be done in the future as well, due to technical constraints or whatever?
Very good question. I don't see anything what never can be done. It's a matter of time and ideas how to implement it. We don't see a reason for not implementing some existing functionalities.
Yeah. So then, as a conclusion,
depending on the customer's request, also like XML export, if no customer requested, we will not focus on it.
Yeah. The simple question, the simple background of this question was then can we safely conclude that the data center and cloud easeRequirement can be one-to-one mapped when it comes to the features and functionalities? Maybe everything is not available right now, but will be available soon or later based on the time planning, roadmap capacity, and all the other priority topics.
Yes, exactly. Exact summary. Okay. Then topic about the migration. This is also very important how you migrate the data. So in the past, we had a migration concept of allowing you to export content via ReqIF and import it then into the data center, the cloud edition. These we meanwhile overhauled completely, and you can now transfer. We just jump to it, getting started. The migration path. So there is this Jira Cloud Migration Assistant tool, which allows you to transfer all kind of Jira data, like issues, like projects, to the cloud. And with this tool, you can now also transfer the project tree completely, excluding Confluence pages. At the moment, also this topic we have to work on, coverage and traceability views can be except of private views in the moment. This will be also worked on. And baselines can be migrated. A few limitations. Okay, blacklisting. Okay, this is one topic, blacklisting. We don't see a functionality there in a cloud. We cannot support. I think it's not really used. But I think what we introduce here is better means, like we will introduce also capability to define which fields should be shown on the detail view. So configuration for the detail view. Okay. Yeah. So everything what's not on the Jira revision history is not available in cloud. If someone wrote something into the Jira history by himself, and it's not a field, part of a field, and it's not available in cloud. And it's that issues which are deleted cannot be shown as a baseline.
Yeah, Bernard, some minutes ago, you just mentioned about configuration of fields on the detail view. What do you mean by that? Can we also place which fields we want in which order, which sequence in the terms of sections as well?
This is idea, yes. That you have the idea is that you have the capability to define what section you should have and which order, and also which fields inside this section.
Okay, great. The concrete use cases, now we have some text fields which they appear on the first detail panel because those are custom fields, and then they are very long that pushes the real description field, that is a description of the requirement that are coming from the Jira system field at the bottom. We wanted to have the description first and those text fields as extended fields at a later point in time. So such flexibility will be available on cloud.
Yes. Also already today, these multi-line text fields, these rich text fields, are not squeezed into the top detail section. Now in cloud, they are already an own section for itself.
Okay.
But at the moment, you cannot define the order. This will be available in the future.
Okay, great.
Okay. Then, administration topics will be migrated as long as cloud related. There are some functionalities, some definition like the field, the blacklisting fields for sure will not be migrated, so not necessary there. Templates will be migrated, Excel and Word templates. We have in the cloud template section a certain size limit, which is about 30 megabytes. To what I remember for the templates overall. While you run the migration, it will tell you if you would exceed this limit. We don't have a customer yet who has a problem with this limit. If you just start with a trial instance, evaluation instance of easeRequirements, then the limit is on 3 megabytes. With full installation, it's 30 megabytes. If you see there's really a limit, just let us know. We have ways to extend this. Okay. Yeah, that's it from the migration of easeRequirements.